All you have to do is sign up at www.calbcc.org. That's www.calbcc.org. Registration for the Small Business Development Workshop, How to Do Business with California Government, begins at 9 a.m. and the workshop concludes at 1 p.m. on Thursday, May 15th at Victory Park in Pasadena, 2575 Paloma Street. This is a community call to action from the California Black Chamber of Commerce and KBLA Talk 1580.
I'm Zoe Williams, the voice of reason. If your relationship is in trouble, I'm the dude to call. Has your soulmate become your cellmate? Does black love still exist? What are your bedroom turnoffs? Fantasies and fetishes. Financial infidelity. I'm dating a fat person. Are they worth the wait? Trust me, this is gonna be crazy.
How about the heavy stuff?
The child wasn't his, and he still had to pay child support.
It's a very heated topic.
How was that right?
Mama's baby, daddy's maybe.
I just have so many questions I want to ask you.
I just like to kiss you. Is there something wrong with that?
Damn.
He told me he had a vasectomy. I'm pregnant.
Betrayal has been committed.
Hit you with the bad pipes routine.
How does he maintain his humposity?
He likes it when it pinches my nips.
Why can't you open up, brother?
I'm a karate man. Karate man rules on the inside. They don't show their weaknesses.
Yeah.
How do you write women so well?
Zoe Williams,
Reason and accountability.
the voice of reason.
If you're going into a relationship with a checklist, that checklist didn't come out of nowhere. That checklist came from all of your past relationships. So you're bringing past trauma into this new relationship. But when you know yourself, you know exactly what you could tolerate, what you will absolutely not tolerate, what will fulfill you and make you feel whole, and what will be an addition to your life, your lifestyle, and who you want
Knock
to
it
become.
off. What will make you feel whole? We got to start shooting down the stuff that makes no sense. It's not your partner's responsibility to make you feel whole. That's an unrealistic expectation. You are setting up codependency. You know, you make me feel whole and you make me feel complete, and now you're an addict because your dopamine goes through the roof. You get a whole cocktail of hormones shooting through your brain. You're like, yes, this is the one. No, you're an addict. It's blue magic, relationship blue magic. Now you're an emotional dependent. And I'm not saying a little bit of it isn't bad. Like, you can eat a little bit of puffer fish. Go ahead and OD on some puffer fish and see what happens. You're dead. It's a poisonous fish. You know, my mouth is getting numb. Whoa. Yeah. You're about to die. You understand? That's the key. We want a person to make us an addict. I've been saying this for the longest. All the real work and expectations that you have for others is an inside job. Self-worth, self-esteem, self-approval, self-acknowledgement, self-empathy, i.e. self-care. I'm not saying people giving you those things are wrong and that they shouldn't, but I'm saying the primary giver of those things should be you. This is why you go out into the relationship world as a seeker. Like, I'm seeking knowledge? No, I'm seeking validation. I'm seeking acceptance. I'm seeking connection. That's because you're internally disconnected. When you refuse to look at yourself honestly, authentically, truthfully, without judgment, that's a struggle, right? I know people don't want to hear it. Haven't even vetted yourself, and you think you know how to vet somebody else. We got callers on the line. Let's go to Nashville, Tennessee. Herschel, man, what are your thoughts on tonight's topic?
Well, I got quite a few, but I'm going to start you with this one. All through high school, all through middle school, all through elementary school, every single one of us in the world today knows all those boys and girls that walked into that one classroom and stayed in there all day long. But once you graduate high school, you don't know who the hell that was that walked in and out of that classroom and all these cities and states.
Right.
That's the first thing. The second thing is that we are all destroyed because of the fact of what we've gone through with the school systems and society today. As a country we call America. We have been brainwashed into thinking that we have to judge everyone because of how the schools were put together, just off of that one first topic. And we go into life after high school with those same expectations, but not knowing who those special needs kids were in those classrooms.
Wow.
When we're all special needs.
We're all special needs. Keep going. I'm listening. Yeesh.
We're all special needs because at the end of the day, everyone's looking for something to be fulfilled. But no one wants to fulfill, which, like you're saying, no one wants to fulfill it themselves until they're ultimately broken. Then once they're ultimately broken, then they want to say, oh, well, I'm going to go and talk to God, and I'm going to read my Bible, and I'm going to be one with him and find myself then. Right. When in actuality, as a child, we lost that because it was taken from us. And hence the fact of why we're so stuck in what it is we're looking for to gratify what it is we want and need. Because everything we've already wanted and needed has already been given to us. We just don't look at it in that format.
Right.
That's just some food for thought.
But Herschel, let's come back. We do understand that relationship operates as a mirror. The relationship is the place you come to discover who you are. So we need each other in that sense. Yes, you can go in and discover yourself on your own. But in relationship, through triggers, through bonding, all of that, you can discover who you are, how you show up. Right?
But all of those other things that come with the things that you're looking for come from childhood traumas.
Yes. So
whether it was from family or from people from school or outside in the world, so it doesn't matter if it was directly to you or somebody close to you.
Right.
The trauma of what it is that your expectations hold is from what everything is going on around you in society as yourself.
So
individually.
Would you say that the relationship illuminates the pattern, right, you come into the relationship with? The relationship itself, the environment illuminates a pattern that's probably been working, behind the scenes, unconsciously to you.
Just the first time your mother or father disappointed you.
And then when you get into the relationship, something triggers that initial memory, right?
Correct.
Do you see? This is the spiritual purpose of relationship. What are you supposed to do with those patterns that are being illuminated? You tell me.
Trust God's vision, not your own.
You do what?
Trust God's vision, not your own.
I like it. God moves in mysterious ways, right?
God puts everybody and everything in your position at all times, no matter if you like it or not.
And there's a purpose and a reason for that, right?
Correct.
No. I listen to me. I hear what you're saying, but I need you to go deeper because you're right there on the precipice.
So, in actuality, how it all boils down is that God wants you to stop following your desires, your wants, your wishes, and follow what desires and wishes he has for you, because at the end of the day, you as the individual do not really know what it is you deserve, because God already gave you everything you deserve. You're just sitting here looking for extra things.
Wait, hold on. You said a lot, and we need to unpack things. Hold on. God already gave you what you deserved. And even if you didn't like it, what you deserved was given to you not to hurt you, but to serve you.
Yes.
You're supposed to be up-leveled by it, right?
Cool.
Okay, we don't know the mind of God, which is why I say God moves in mysterious ways. Do you see? So guess what? Because you're right there, and this is what's happening here. Let me tell you something. You were born into a rhythm, into a pattern. If God moves in mysterious ways and we don't know God's ways, but God wants us to desire the way he has for us, we got to embrace the unknown. We've got to disrupt patterns.
But see, the thing of it is God tells you exactly how he wants you to go. You just don't know how to listen. The majority of us.
So, listen, I'm an old man at this stage of the game. And what I know, God speaks in what I perceive to be a presage. A presage. Now, that's just for me. Maybe God speaks to you using a language. Maybe, in the book of Luke, he gave everybody a tongue, or certain people got tongues when the gifts were passed out on the 50th day of Pentecost. He said people got gifts, right? Some people could prophesy. Some people could speak in tongues, right? Some people were translators of. All I know is God speaks to me in a presage. What is a presage? Something that can't be put into words. More of a feeling.
That's why it's put into dreams. It says it in the Bible. He puts everything that he talks to us into a dream, and we have to decipher which part of it is the actual truth, because the devil is always playing to make you think that the worst is going to become the inevitable.
Let me go back. You've been here. You've been here. You've been here for a while. I believe that devil we talking about are unhealed traumatic wounds.
Correct.
So that devil is your toxic pattern that you have the power through God to exercise out of yourself.
Release, yes.
But do we do that?
Majority of us, no.
All right, if we go back to the right, if we go back to wait, hold on. If we go back to the rite of exorcism, you got to get that demon out of whoever is possessed before that demon does one thing. What is it called?
Take over.
Integrates. Carl Jung. That's the term they use. When the demon integrates into the person with the person's soul, you can't get it out.
Correct.
Carl Jung flipped it the other way and said what? Individuation. You got to go in and individuate that damn shadow.
Yeah. You as the individual have to release those traumas from your past yourself. Can't nobody else do it for you.
Do you see? So otherwise, what happens to your unhealed wounds? What do? They integrate. Listen now, they integrate into your identity. And once they become a part of your ego, your sense of self, what's the one thing the ego does not want? Annihilation. The ego doesn't want to be cast out. Do you understand?
Yeah, I understand. But isn't the ego pretty much the Joneses in society today?
No. What in the world?
I mean, in a sense, yes, because man or woman, they're following for what it is they want, not following for what it is that
the ego.
They think they're supposed to have.
Listen to me now, Herschel. The ego is much more complicated than that. The ego is three-pronged, brother. You got the id, You got the super ego, and then you have the ego. And the ego in the middle is the moderator between the two. The id and the super ego. You got the id, which is instincts. I want to do this. I want that. And I want it right now. Then you have the super ego. No, wait a minute now. Let's think about it. Let's consider the repercussions of doing that. Your ego moderates between the two to try to get a balance, but all three together. And remember, the id and the superego are subconscious. It's not just keeping up with the Joneses and society. Listen, you're a complex being, bro. And if you don't have any self-wins because you haven't gone internally to unpack, unravel, discover, embrace without judgment the patterns that made you who you think you are, right? You're going to go into the relationship. You're going to say, do this for me. Show up like this. Do you understand?
Oh, but of course.
Hey, man. Hey, boy, you got to call in more often, man. I love this call. Hey, brother. Herschel, man, I love the tennis match back and forth, brother. Hey, man, I love every minute of it. You got to call in more often. This is great, great, great talk. Listen, guess what you just did?
Put Nashville on the map.
You already know Nashville, Tennessee, the volunteer state in the building. Listen, when we come forward, one of our favorites is on the line. Hey, if you want to bring your city in the building, all you got to do is call me at 1-800-920-1580.
Reasons. The reasons that we're here, the reasons that we fear, our feelings won't disappear. You're listening to the voice of reason with Zoe Williams on KBLA Talk 1580.
1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2. You ready?
Somebody make some noise in this joint.
KBLA Talk 1580 celebrates its 4th anniversary this year on Juneteenth.
Here we go again.
Hard to believe 4 years has gone by so fast.
Oh my God.
But here we are, still standing, still loving and serving our people as best we can.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
To celebrate our 4th anniversary, we have 4 big events, and you're invited to all of them.
She got a lot to say.
Let's do this.
Let's get it on.
On Wednesday, June 18th, we go live on C-SPAN for the 2nd consecutive year with our Climate Justice plus Black Health Symposium. Tavis Smiley will moderate an all-star panel of thinkers and influencers as we continue our vitally important climate justice work.
Hey, Tavis Smiley, talk about.
On Thursday, June 19th, you're invited to join us as we celebrate Juneteenth and our 4th anniversary. There'll be plenty of food, fun, great music, good vibes, and all of your favorite KBLA Talk 1580 hosts will be there.
Yeah, man.
Flip the beat. On Saturday, June 21st, there are 2 big events you're invited to attend.
I can't wait to hear it.
This year, KBLA Talk 1580 continues its annual partnership with the Empowerment Congress for a community celebration and dialogue to educate, engage, and empower. This year's theme is Resilience in the Face of Chaos.
Can't wait to see what's up next.
Y'all ain't ready for this.
And new this year is our State of Black Women in Los Angeles Symposium, moderated by Dominique DePrima, with a luncheon to follow. Dominique will be leading a dialogue with some of the most impactful Black women leaders in Los Angeles, and you're invited to join.
This is it.
All of these events are free, but seating is limited, so you must register in advance at our KBLA1580.com website, where you can find all the details you need about each event.
Check it out.
It's our 4th anniversary, and we would love to celebrate it with you.
I love you guys so much. There's nothing you can do about it.
We're KBLA Talk 1580.
The only black talk radio station west of the Mississippi.
Thank you for having our black.
Happy anniversary, KBLA.
We love you. Love you.
This is Joe Cordell of Cordell & Cordell. Cordell & Cordell is the largest family law firm in the country, with over 35 years of helping clients navigate divorce. That does give us certain advantages, for example, in focus and resources. But being big doesn't mean less personal or less local. Our attorneys live and work in your community, and as neighbors, they understand the challenges your families face. If you're a guy facing divorce, remember, Cordell & Cordell, a partner you can count on.
1455 Frazee, San Diego. CordellCordell.com.
Sometimes I struggle to get to sleep. My body stopped for the day, but my mind is still running. So I take ZQuil.
ZzzQuil, the world's #1 sleep aid brand, has a range of non-habit-forming products to fit you and your family's needs. Invest in a great night's sleep for the best you tomorrow.
I'm awake and ready to take on anything.
Better days start with ZzzQuil nights. Explore our products at ZzzQuil.com. Use as directed. Keep out of reach of children.
You know you want some more. It's the voice of reason with Zoe Williams on KBLA Talk 1580.
When an avoidant has their fears triggered, they will look for any tiny little fault that they can find in their partner as an excuse to discard them and leave the relationship. This is because the avoidant has paralyzing fear of emotional intimacy, and if emotional intimacy is building in the relationship, they will look for an exit as a way to keep themselves emotionally safe. This is a person that learned in childhood that emotional closeness means abandonment, because their own parents and caretakers were not emotionally there for them. So when the fear gets triggered, they need an exit plan, and they need a way to justify this to themselves so they don't feel like a bad person. They will look for any tiny little fault that they can find in the other person and say, well, look at this, we're incompatible. There's no way this relationship would work. It can be very tiny, petty things. The noises that you make when you eat. Oh, you sip your coffee too loudly. You're too needy. Oh, you text too much. Oh, you want to spend too much time together. It's too much pressure. They will find any little excuse. If they find these excuses, well, that means that they don't have to reflect on why they're ending the relationship. They don't have to self-reflect on their own fears, their own behaviors, and they certainly don't have to take accountability, because that's what avoidants have learned to do. They have learned to avoid processing emotions, avoid dealing with difficult situations, avoid facing accountability, avoid. That's why they are called avoidants. So this person will look to avoid self-reflection and avoid actually taking accountability for the fact that they're devastating and hurting another person. If they find this fault, well, that's it. They're justified. No need to reflect on it. They can move on with a clear conscience. However, if you got discarded, it's not your fault. If the relationship was going well and you genuinely treated this person well, it's not your fault. It is.
Man. And many times those people come in under the radar. It was all good just a week ago. And the next thing you know, what happened? Do you understand? But I'm digging deeper. Not just the avoidant types when it comes to attachment styles. I'm talking about self-avoidant. The self-avoidant person is going to lean on that person, their significant other, to give, provide. And all I'm saying is, in order to, what are they vetting? Let's just go to here. What are they vetting? Are they vetting your ability to provide? What are they vetting? Do you understand? They probably could give two shakes of a fat rat's tail about you, but they might be vetting your ability to be supply. Man, that's heavy, bro. Let me get our brother in here. Long time no hear from. He's back in the fold. We love to hear it. Our brother Sean from the Bay, Oakland in the house. What up, Sean?
Brother Zoe, it's just been, in Zoda, I love you. It's just been, my mom passed peacefully.
Oh, man. I'm sorry to hear
not
that.
too long ago. Yeah, and thank you. And it's not a bad thing. And my mom left me with a legacy that I can pass on. And we had a good situation. We didn't have a bad situation. But one of the things she taught me is, be careful when you're doing these things with your kids with performance demands, right? Because really when you're doing the thinking for your kid and you're doing performance demands, unless it's safety or they're in the street, running in front of a car or they're, doing something to themselves that would be very unhealthy, performance demands we need to chill out on. What we need to do is give them an opportunity to think. And so the way you do that, and this is true, is that, we give them a little bit, and then let them figure out the actual thing. So, you can give them a little bit, and when it comes to talking to them, and say, so what do you think about that? And then let them tell you what they think about that. Because that means their brain gets activated.
Right.
Instead of you doing the thinking for them.
Wait. Stay right there, Sean. Don't go anywhere. I need you to finish that thought because you're on complete fire. When we come forward, back to the Bay Area.
He's on fire tonight. It's the Voice of Reason with Zoe Williams exclusively on KBLA Talk 1580.
I'm Amber Payton with BIN News Now. Day one of Sean Diddy Combs' sex trafficking trial ended with graphic testimony. Prosecutors showed 2016 footage of him beating ex-girlfriend Cassie, and a stripper said he was paid to have sex with her while Combs watched. New Yorkers say they aren't sure how the case will end.
I think that we won't see the justice that he deserves because he's that big of a figure.
The defense argues it's just about his private life, but Combs faces life in prison if convicted. Black Baltimore Mayor Brandon Scott is speaking out after Black Newark, New Jersey Mayor Ras Baraka's arrest, calling it an attempt to intimidate those who stand up to the Trump administration. Scott says he knows Baraka as an impeccable public servant and stands with him. And Michael Jordan is joining NBC's NBA coverage this fall as a special contributor. It's the network's first time airing NBA games since 2002. Get BIN News Now on demand 24/7 on the iHeartRadio app.
Are you sick of drying, chlorinated water in your home? At LifeSource, they believe your health, your skin, and your hair deserve better. Enjoy delicious, clean water from every tap with a LifeSource water system. Call 1-800-WATER-99 or visit lifesourcewater.com.
KBLA Talk 1580 and the California Black Chamber of Commerce invite you to the Small Business Development Workshop, How to Do Business with California Government. on Thursday, May 15th at Victory Park in Pasadena, 2575 Paloma Street. Get certified and register as a new bidder. Sell products and services to the state. Learn about pre-bid events and more, and it's all free. All you have to do is sign up at www.calbcc.org. That's www.calbcc.org. Registration for the Small Business Development Workshop, How to Do Business with California Government, begins at 9 a.m. and the workshop concludes at 1 p.m. on Thursday, May 15th at Victory Park in Pasadena, 2575 Paloma Street. This is a community call to action from the California Black Chamber of Commerce and KBLA Talk 1580. KBLA Talk 1580. We've got a lot to talk about.
KBLA Talk 1580, connecting you with services and solutions. If you need help getting your resume in order, finding job training, or landing a job, we've got 3 great options for you. First, the City of Los Angeles has WorkSource centers across the area offering free job support. The California Workforce Development Board can help you with everything from GED prep to vocational training at no cost to you. On the federal level, the Department of Labor's American Job Centers offer a full range of services for job seekers and businesses alike. Visit careeronestop.org, or for more info, just call California's Help Center or visit cwdb.ca.gov or call 916-657-1440. For the City of Los Angeles programs, go to ewdd.lacity.gov or call 213-744-7300. All these services are free to help you get your next job. This is a community call to action from KBLA Talk 1580.
Barbecue season is back. Hey, it's Ellen. And this is Sarah Beth. And a little thing we love about the Chick-fil-A Smokehouse Barbecue Bacon Sandwich is that zesty barbecue sauce. I love that it was a little sweet, a little tangy, and with the mac and cheese, I feel like I tasted the brown sugar bacon first. It was the absolute best combination. Pro tip, 3 sandwiches are always better than 1.
Order the Smokehouse Barbecue Bacon Sandwich and our Coca-Cola on the Chick-fil-A app for a limited time. Real guests paid for their testimonials.
Lena Bloom for the Bail Project. Imagine you're stuck in a jail cell and you can't afford bail and someone offers you a way out. Just plead guilty and you can go home and kiss your kids goodnight. What do you do? What thousands have. You plead guilty whether you are or not. Cash bail makes poverty a crime. That's why the Bail Project helps those who can't afford it while fighting to end cash bail. Because freedom should be free. Brought to you by the Ad Council.
The Comedy Connection series featuring KBLA's Zoe Williams, the voice of reason, and the alpha male of comedy, Ray Grady. We're going to transform relationship disasters into stand-up material live at Inglewood's Miracle Theater on May 31st at 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. My clinical team will disclose all of your dating woes, while the alpha male of comedy, Ray Grady, has hand-selected, supremely talented comedians to roast all of our tragic relationship choices. I dare you to bring your ex's phone number because Ray, he's going to text it live and the crowd will be sourcing emojis. Tickets are moving swiftly, so don't hesitate to grab yours at themiracleinglewood.com before I diagnose your dating history as a pre-existing condition.
My mom has decided to learn to paint, and she's good.
My dad's now into creative cuisine, and I've already put on 6 pounds.
Learning new things comes with age.
My mom, she started forgetting my name and what we're talking about.
Forgetting well-known things doesn't. Memory loss may be a sign of Alzheimer's disease. Early detection gives you and your loved one time to plan for the future. Learn the warning signs of Alzheimer's at 10signs.org. Brought to you by the Alzheimer's Association and the Ad Council.
This is KBLA Talk 1580. Talk radio that's music to your ears. We're unapologetically progressive. KBLA Talk 1580. You're listening to the voice of reason with Zoe Williams. Only on KBLA Talk 1580.
Why do anxious preoccupied attachment styles fall into limerence so frequently? This will tell you everything you need to know. Number one, anxious preoccupied attachment styles get into limerence specifically because they are not good at meeting their own needs. The more somebody comes into your life to meet needs for you that you are not meeting in the relationship to yourself, the more into limerence you are likely to fall. Some of the big ones for anxious preoccupieds that cause them to feel so much limerence are if they feel really seen by somebody, really noticed, really heard, really encouraged, really included in a group dynamic, like somebody goes out of their way to bring them into the group and make space for them. And also if they feel like somebody protects them, is looking out for them, helping them set boundaries, or having their back in some kind of way. And these are the most common needs that when met will cause an anxious preoccupied to fall down the spiral of limerence.
Man, is that Heidi Priebe? Who is that? That's Feet. What's her name? I love her. Yeah, that's Heidi Priebe. Yeah, we use her stuff a lot. We play her stuff a lot. That's Heidi Priebe, and she be cooking. Thais Gibson. Thought it was Heidi Priebe, but that's Thais Gibson. We'll take it. We use her stuff a lot. We play her stuff a lot. She be cooking. She literally summed it up for you. Right? There's a relationship, an intrapersonal relationship with one's self that is often neglected in pursuit of how somebody else is going to show up for you. Let me get back to my brother Sean, because Sean was cooking and I want him to get his final thoughts in. Go ahead, Sean. Finish cooking, my friend.
Brother, I love you, and this show, you have to, number one, take care of yourself.
Right.
If you cannot take care of yourself, you cannot help other people get to the point of their enlightenment.
Right.
And that sounds religious, right? But my thing is, be careful with performance demands. Don't tell people what to do and how to do it right at this moment. Guide them into the point where, you're setting an example and this is how I'm doing it. And then maybe as a role model, they'll follow your lead.
I love it, Sean. I love it, brother. Man, you got to call in more often, man. We miss you.
I know, I will.
Hey,
I will.
Peace to your family and your heart, man. I know you lost your mom, but we understand, man. We ain't got nothing but love for you. You're always welcome to be here. We appreciate you. Sean, guess what you just did?
Love you more. I brought Oakland into the building.
We love it. Oakland is in the building. Yay, area. If you want to bring your city in the building, all you got to do is call us at 1-800-920-1580. Listen, I know sometimes this show can be a little rough, right? And I'm not here to down anybody. But I want you to understand the significance of the platform. What is this platform for? It is to let you know that relationships are a vehicle for self-actualization, self-realization, nirvana, moksha, divine ecstasy. And I'm not just talking about walking on the beach together. I'm saying relationships offer us an opportunity to disrupt the pattern that made us. Do you understand? Listen to these questions. In what ways does your conditioning dictate the extent of your vetting process for potential partners? How might having an unintegrated shadow create biases/blind spots in your vetting system? Many people don't even know to ask these questions because we were taught that relationships, we go and have coffee and we get to know each other. We meet each other in a well-lit place. My friends are following me on my phone. They know my location. Like we get all the superficial stuff lined up, right? But the real reason why you attracted somebody to you and you to them and they to you is because you have no idea what internal stuff is going on that is also relating to that other person. Right? True or false? Ego and fear are integral to the corporate structure of relationship which exists in every facet of life. Until we integrate our shadow, we are both active and passive cogs in its wheelhouse. I don't know. I don't know if you want to hear it put that way. What should be included in a relationship onboarding process? And who's responsible for initiating the relationship onboarding process? Right? Hey, we want to start a relationship. When is it too soon to say how many self-wins do you have? What's your relationship like with your primary caregiver? If you're struggling with your mother, you're damn sure gonna struggle with me. Right? I can't be your mother for you. I can't finish her work. Right? How do you handle conflicting onboarding processes? How soon is too soon to talk about your relationship values, boundaries, or past experiences? What are some green flags people should look for during the onboarding phase? Everybody looks for red flags, but hardly anybody looks for green flags, or maybe they are only looking for green flags. And what if the green flag is they're going to do everything that my wound wants them to do? Watch how this goes down the rabbit hole. This is a perfect person to give me the supply I want. But then what if that person is performing green? They're not actually green, but they've learned enough about you to get a bead on what it is that you're looking for, and they perform green. They show up as green. How much does oxytocin and attachment styles impact your onboarding process? Do you think chemistry is mostly biological, like oxytocin and dopamine, or is it based on shared values and emotional safety? If you come in unsafe, then safety becomes a demand. What? Yeah, because if you're really safe internally, spiritually, psychologically, it is not on the table that this person come in safe. Because guess what? They can be unsafe for themselves and even for you. And guess what you'll automatically do? Move away from them. Your safety intact. If your safety can be co-opted by somebody else, then you were never safe to begin with. Surface safety shouldn't count as safety. You have the power to be at peace internally. And most people are just quiet internally. Do you understand? How much do your attachment patterns show up in the way you connect with someone new? And are you aware of it in the moment? You think you have the ability to discern. Discernment is spiritual. Relationships are spiritual. And many of you are afraid of the spirit. Look what you did to the Sinners movie. Ooh. Listen, when we come forward, when we come forward, the voice of reason gonna keep this fire lit.
Relationships. Got you confused? Need some straight talk? This is where you get the unfiltered truth about love, relationships, and everything in between. He breaks down relationship dynamics with no-nonsense wisdom and practical advice that actually works. Tackling the questions you're afraid to ask and giving you the answers you need to hear. You're inside the voice of reason with Zoe Williams on KBLA Talk 1580.
During this time, it's important for everyone to know your rights. The 4th, 5th, and 6th Amendments in the U.S. Constitution protects every one of us, regardless of immigration status. The 4th Amendment requires a judicial warrant to search your home. The 5th protects your right to remain silent, and the 6th gives you the right to an attorney. Just remember,
no warrant, no key, privacy. You don't have to speak. No lawyer inside. Don't say a thing. Yeah, we all got rights.
Hey, we all got rights.
If you need to hire, it seems like the whole process can be exhausting. You search resumes, wait for the right candidates to apply, set up initial interviews. It's a lot of time and work. Well, what if you could meet with qualified candidates for your job the very next day? Now you can with Zip Intro from ZipRecruiter. And right now, you can try it for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. Zip Intro is super easy to use. You simply pick a time, and it does all the work of finding and scheduling qualified candidates for you. Then you can choose who you want to talk to and meet with great people on back-to-back video calls as soon as the next day. Best of all, you save time and energy.
Try Zip Intro for free right now at this exclusive web address, ZipRecruiter.com/free. Zip Intro. Post jobs today, talk to qualified candidates tomorrow. Once again, go to ZipRecruiter.com/free to try it for free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
KBLA Talk 1580. We've got a lot to talk about.
KBLA Talk 1580, connecting you with services and solutions. If you need help getting your resume in order, finding job training, or landing a job, we've got 3 great options for you. First, the City of Los Angeles has WorkSource centers across the area offering free job support. The California Workforce Development Board can help you with everything from GED prep to vocational training at no cost to you. On the federal level, the Department of Labor's American Job Centers offer a full range of services for job seekers and businesses alike. Visit careeronestop.org, or for more info, just call California's Help Center or visit cwdb.ca.gov or call 916-657-1440. For the City of Los Angeles programs, go to ewdd.lacity.gov or call 213-744-7300. All these services are free to help you get your next job. This is a community call to action from KBLA Talk 1580.
You know you want some more. It's the voice of reason with Zoe Williams on KBLA Talk 1580.
ప్రేమ స్వరూపులారా,
embodiments of love,
కష్టములకు మనం విచారించకూడదు.
we should not be bothered of these problems.
దుఃఖములకు మనం ఏమాత్రము యోచించకూడదు.
Don't be worried of the difficulties.
ఆనందానికి మనం అరులు జార్చకూడదు.
Don't aspire only to be happy.
ఆనందాన్ని ఏమాత్రము చింతించకూడదు.
Never think about it.
దుఃఖమే నాకు నిజమైనటువంటి యొక్క ఆనందాన్ని అందిస్తుంది.
These difficulties will give me ultimate joy.
దుఃఖం అనేటువంటి ఆరెంజ్ ఫలం లోపల,
and this dukkha, the term,
ఆరెంజ్ అనేటువంటి ఫలం పై తుట్టినటువంటి త్రోడే దుఃఖము.
the sadness is like the outer skin or the rind with the sweet hardness inside.
సుఖము అనేటువంటి రసం మనకు లభిస్తుంది.
When once you remove the outer skin of sadness, misery, you can experience
కనుకనే భగవంతుని
the
రసోవై సహా అతను రసస్వరూపుడు అన్నారు.
God is rasa, the essence of life.
కనుక రసము ఉండాలంటే దానికి పైన చాలా చేదైనటువంటి వస్తువులు కప్పి ఉండాలి.
In fact, if you want to have the sweet juice inside, you have to remove the bitter skin of the fruit.
అట్టి కఠినమైనటువంటి ఒక దుఃఖం ఉండినప్పుడే మధురమైనటువంటి రసం మనకు ప్రాప్తిస్తుంది.
Then once you remove the bitter skin around, you can have that sweet juice. Come on, remove the bitter skin so you can have the sweet juice, which is the truth of yourself. Self wins, man.
You can do this. Vet yourself. And when you're totally self-aware, you can discern performative actions, performative green flags. Right? Most of us only vet people on the social level. If they say, oh, we're the same religion, you're cool. All right, we equally yoked because we believe the same. Just because you believe the same does not mean you will spiritually achieve the same. You got some people who know how to perform equally yoked. It's an act. It's spiritual theater. There's spiritual thespian, a religious thespian, a dogmatic thespian. Haven't done any work inside. Expect you to do the work for the relationship. When vetting partners through corporate style checklists, does this create the very emotional blind spots we seek to avoid by mistaking trauma hypervigilance for discernment? If you're hypervigilant, you're not discerning. You're in a fear-based mindset. Karn's betrayal trauma meets Krishnamurti's observer is the observed relationship as a mirror. Can over-indexing on STI abuse histories unconsciously rectify victim identities while claiming empowerment? Rothschild's somatic memory meets Lipton's biology of belief. Does demanding transparency about sexual histories paradoxically limit intimacy building capacity by anchoring relationships in forensic accounting versus present moment attunement? Gottman's bid for connection versus Foucault's surveillance society. If secure attachment develops through co-regulation, sure. Does hyper-focus on identifying insecure styles during vetting become self-sabotage by prioritizing categorization over connection? I'm guilty. What you guilty of? Do you understand? Relationships are no joke. You got people out here talking about, oh, if you show up for me the way I need you to, then that's everybody wants that. No! We have to change the rules. Do you understand? We have to change the rules. We construct romantic due diligence processes mirroring corporate HR protocols, sexual history disclosures, becoming background checks, attachment styles treated as credit scores, communication methods analyzed like Six Sigma workflows, right? Yet, tonight's topic, we tried to posit the idea that such an approach to relationship onboarding rituals may create the precise emotional blind spots they aim to prevent, mistaking trauma's hypervigilance for discernment while reinforcing the neural pathways of disconnection. Krishnamurti's assertion that the observer is the observed collides violently with modern vetting practices. When we dissect partners through forensic checklists, James' representative unmasking, we engage not in clear seeing, but in projective alchemy, our unintegrated shadows, Jung via Hawkins, transmuting another's complexity into Rothschild's test of past wounds. Neuroscience reveals that excessive red flag documentation activates the amygdala's threat radar, Vanderklok. Yeah, creating self-fulfilling prophecies where the limbic system requires dangers to justify its vigilance. Right? I know people don't want to hear it put this way. But listen, vet yourself before you vet anyone else. My friend, Dr. Mark Goulston said something quite powerful. He said, those who are unwilling and incapable of forgiving are unworthy of intimate relationship. If there's somebody in your past, in your formative past, that needs forgiveness, you should do it. It only helps you. It only helps heal you. And we don't have to go down the rabbit hole of what forgiveness is. It's not allowing people to still have access. That's a whole different thing. It's about releasing old patterns, deep-seated issues. You guys have to stop playing with relationships. Listen, you're talking to somebody who played with relationships for a long time, and I'm going to tell you, the lessons hurt deeply. That hurt doesn't go away. I learned a tremendous amount fumbling at the 2-yard line when the game on the line. So I'm not here to come from a position of I know better because I am better. I'm saying I know better because I failed hard. Do you understand? Listen, I started the conversation. It's up to you to finish it. Listen, the voice of reason will be back here tomorrow with another slapper, yo.
KBLA 1580 Santa Monica,